Based in Cleveland, Ohio, the AKA team is a full-service commercial construction and facilities company that partners with its clients to provide collaborative management and construction services via their commercial waterproofing, self-performing, and construction management divisions. Entrepreneurship was ingrained in Ariane in a very early age. The year 1969 made quite an impression on her. She vividly remembers being 5 years old and boycotting the neighborhood McDonald's with her family because African Americans were banned from owning franchises. She attempted several businesses from a copy and printing business, restaurant and residential rehab business. In between her time as a business owner, Ariane was the chief of housing for the City of Warrensville Heights Building Department, where she received several accolades for her commitment to the housing industry, as well as performing building inspections for commercial and residential buildings. Ariane's dream was to always go into business with her family. That dream came true in 2007 when her sister and brother-in-law became franchise owners of Service Master by Davis, a cleaning service company. Service Master had the honor of servicing President Barack Obama's Campaign for Change airplane early one morning in August of 2008 during the campaign. The AKA team has worked on several projects such as the Cleveland Museum of Art, Cleveland Clinic, Amazon, First Energy Brown Stadium, Quicken Loans, Cleveland Metropolitan Schools, CMHA Administration Building, and many more. Her company is also part of the construction team that is building the new elementary school in Warrensville Heights. Ariane is very involved in the spirit of the community and a true lover of the city of Cleveland. She earned her Bachelor of Arts in Urban Studies at Cleveland State University and is an alum of Cuyahoga Community College and a proud Warrensville Heights Tiger alum. Her proudest accomplishment is being the mother of two sons, Ali and Christopher, and she is the proud wife of Danny Couch and has two stepdaughters, Camille and Jasmine. Won't you help me welcome Miss Ariane Kirkpatrick, who will address our graduates today.
Brothers and sisters, I want to welcome you back to life. Back to the one that can make your next chapter your best chapter. Hallelujah.
Congratulations, Warrensville Heights class of 2019. Thank you, Superintendent Jolly, Warrensville Heights School Board members, Mr. Reynolds, Warrensville Heights staff for inviting me to speak to our scholars as we celebrate the end of one path and the beginning of another. Graduation day brings with it a roller coaster of emotions for graduates and families alike. It's a time of celebration and achievement. There is reflection on past trials and successes, as well as hope for the future. Parents, family, and friends of the graduates, congratulations on a job well done. Congratulations to the village that has come together to help the class of 2019 close this chapter of your life and start the next. And special thank you to the educators that have made a career to help navigate the directions you will take in this world. Warrensville Heights Schools is a culturally rich high school, a place where we know who we are and how to be comfortable in our own skin, a place where we are proud of our heritage and our community. Students, graduates, as you go into the world, please remember this. You do not have to disconnect yourself from your culture in order to succeed. Welcome it and embrace it. Michelle Obama, my forever First Lady, said, "If my future were determined just by performance on a standardized test, I wouldn't be here. I guarantee you that." Know that we are branded. We accept with pride who we are and what we do. And I do say we because we are a community. Warrensville is a school of diligence, determination, drive, dedication, and deliverance. Those are the D's that we like, and that's what we do. See, the students that I have met, worked with, and mentored through our ACE mentoring program, just like all of the students here, they are problem solvers and critical thinkers. Our 2019 scholars will produce doctors, firemen, engineers, cosmetologists, carpenters, entrepreneurs, welders, customer service reps, artists, and athletes, and the list goes on. I am a tiger for life. I bleed blue and gold. On June 5th, 1983, I graduated from Warrensville Heights High School. On that day, I was afforded the opportunity to give a few words of wisdom and introduce our commencement speaker to my fellow graduates. Our speaker was the late Congressman Louis Stokes. Now let me try and put this in perspective. Louis Stokes was the first African American congressman elected in the state of Ohio. He served for 30 years. His brother, Carl Stokes, was the first black mayor of a major city, elected in 1967. Louis Stokes was the founder of the Congressional Black Caucus. He was the first African American on the House Appropriations Committee, the most powerful committee in Congress. There are many buildings throughout the country that have been named in honor of the Stokes brothers. The Cuyahoga Metropolitan Housing Authority, CMHA, they have the Louis Stokes Museum. Howard University in Washington, D.C. houses the Louis Stokes Health Science Library, and there is the Louis Stokes Wing at the main library downtown Cleveland. In East Cleveland, RTA has the Louis Stokes Windermere Station, and the Greater Cleveland Area Veterans Hospital was even renamed the Louis Stokes Cleveland Department of Veteran Affairs Medical Center. Fast forward to one day in 2018, I get a call from Superintendent Jolly asking me if I would be the commencement speaker for the class of 2019. Without hesitation, I told him yes and thanked him for the honor. When I hung up the phone, I immediately began to think, how in the world did he choose me? Did he make a mistake and dial the wrong number? I really went back in the conversation, then I remembered he did say, "Hello, Miss Kirkpatrick, this is Superintendent Jolly." I'm like, I'm not famous. I don't have a building named after me on college campuses. There is no hospital with my name blazed across it. And I certainly don't have a train station named after me. What in the world could Mr. Jolly be thinking of? What kind of shenanigans did my dear friend Nevin Jenkins concoct for me to be standing on this stage today? I'm just an ordinary girl. So again, why am I here? Why was I chosen? What was the road to success to get here on this stage to deliver words of wisdom to help you craft the next chapter of your life? I'm just an ordinary girl. You heard my beautifully written long bio and some of the things I accomplished. Our material success gives people the illusion that our lives are and always have been perfect. The problems of success can be difficult because you'll have quote unquote imposter syndrome and you fear that someone will discover you're a fraud. Well, really, you aren't. You just have yet to embrace it. Because remember, I am just an ordinary girl. A girl who graduated proudly from Warrensville Heights High School in 1983. An ordinary girl who simply just did what she was raised to do, not realizing that while I was ordinary, I was doing extraordinary things. An ordinary girl who was raised by Ariane Kirkpatrick, my mom, a teacher for the Warrensville Heights School District for over 25 years. She told me and my sister and my cousin Heather Goldman, her grandkids, and most importantly her students, that we are all extraordinary. Today, I am in awe to be in the late Congresswoman Lewis Stokes' shoes. I have them right here with me. And to give you some words of wisdom, to plant seeds for thought, and to tell you a story of the real deal as you begin the next chapter of your life, the best chapter. Today, everything is quick. We live in a need it right now society. Technology gives us things right away. Things have to happen immediately. We live in an age of instant messaging, instant gratification, and even Instagram. I am here to tell you that success does not come instantaneously. I didn't wake up one day and say, wow, I'm successful. I got it going on. I live in a big house with a white picket fence, husband, kids, nice car, thriving business. Life is real good. Nope, it didn't happen that way. Despite everything I learned growing up in Warrensville Heights, I took some twists, some turns, and had a lot of detours along the way. I had 2 kids, was a single mother, no degree, no trade, no career. I had 5 different businesses that failed. Some days were dark when literally the lights were turned off. Some days were cold when literally the gas was cut off. And some days were just boring when cable was cut off and I couldn't live in my dream world. I bragged about my biggest accomplishment being the school of life. And my degree was in hard knocks. I even had the audacity to say that in a job interview because I thought it was cute. How stupid was that? The path to success was very slow and very deliberate to me. I think the reason that it was slow for me is because I had this saying in my head growing up. Failure is not an option. And when I did fail, I did not know how to pull myself up. I became successful in failing over and over and over again. I thought that the failures that I experienced were becoming what defined me. I became lost. Why am I sharing this with you? I'm sharing this with you to let you know that when you start the next chapter of your life, and when things seem to not go as planned, it's okay. Start over and find a different way. Expectations can be a funny thing. They can be seen as too high or too low. They can sometimes cripple and immobilize you. Don't let that happen. Manage your expectations so that your ordinary becomes your extraordinary. Life is like a bicycle. You don't fall off unless you stop pedaling. Keep riding. I have no idea who wrote this, but boy, is it true. The road to success is not straight. There is a curve called failure, a loop called confusion, speed bumps called friends, red lights called enemies, caution lights called family. You will have flats called jobs, but if you have a spare called determination, an engine called perseverance, insurance called faith, and a driver called the Almighty, you will make it to a place called success. This is the time in your life that you figure out who you are and that you do it with purpose. Purpose is the essential element of you. It is the reason you are on the planet at this particular time in history. Your very existence is wrapped up in the things you are here to fulfill. I absolutely love Nipsey Hussle's video, Victory Lap. The message is so deep for so many reasons, but in one verse he says, find your purpose or you wasting air. The two most important days in your life are when you are born and when you find purpose. My purpose is why I'm standing here before you today. I am an ordinary girl that owns a construction company. I am an ordinary girl that not only met President Obama, but who sat with him to strategize business solutions. I am an ordinary girl that lives life to be an advocate and servant leader. I'm an ordinary girl whose picture hangs in the Hall of Fame with my fellow Tigers like Brad Sellers, Lonnie Coleman, Fred Parks, Ray Freeman, Wendy McGee, Yvette Nicole Brown. All ordinary Tigers doing extraordinary things. In closing, class of 2019, as you begin to find your purpose and begin the best chapters of your life, I want you to remember this. Chapter 1. I walk down the street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I fall in. I am lost. I see it there. I still fall in. It's a habit. My eyes are open. I know where I am. It is my fault. I get out immediately. Chapter 2. I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I pretend I don't see it. I fall in again. I can't believe I'm in the same place, but it isn't my fault. I still take a long time to get out. Chapter 3. I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. My eyes are open. I know where I am. I get out immediately. Chapter 4. I walk down the same street. There is a deep hole in the sidewalk. I walk around it. And the last chapter, I walk down another street. What path would you take to get to your purpose, to be an ordinary person doing extraordinary things with diligence, determination, drive, dedication, and deliverance? Don't waste the air.